Welcome to this lesson on how to manage bullying and harassment in the workplace. We will consider the impact of bullying and harassment on your people and steps you can take to respond to and prevent such behavior. Let's get started then. Bullying and harassment are major causes of stress in the workplace. This unit provides advice and guidance about dealing with such behaviors, including understanding bullying and harassment and the impact they have on an individual, a manager's guide to bullying and harassment in the workplace, and the organization's requirements and responsibilities in relation to bullying and harassment. So, just what is workplace bullying? Bullying at work can take many forms. Some can be directed at you personally, others relate to work activities. There is no legal definition of workplace bullying. However, experts believe that bullying involves negative behavior, being targeted at an individual or individuals, repeatedly and persistently over time. This negative behavior can also include ignoring or excluding you, giving you unachievable tasks or setting you up to fail, spreading malicious rumors or gossip, giving you meaningless tasks or unpleasant jobs, making belittling remarks, undermining your integrity, withholding information deliberately, making you look stupid in public, or undervaluing your contribution, not giving credit where it is due. And what then is workplace harassment? Harassment relates to unlawful discrimination on the grounds of race, sex, disability, age, religion or belief, or sexual orientation. Sexual harassment is one of the most common forms of harassment, and is specifically outlawed by the UK Equality Act of 2010, as is harassment of a sexual nature related to gender reassignment. It is in the interest of your organization for you to take steps to make clear what sort of behavior would be considered sexual harassment. Let's try to get a good definition of harassment. Harassment is unwanted conduct related to a relevant protected characteristic, which has the purpose or effect of violating an individual's dignity, or creating an intimidating, hostile, degrading, humiliating or offensive environment for that individual. Here is an example of harassment. Steve is continually being called gay, and other related names, by a group of employees at his work. Derogatory homophobic comments have been posted on the staff notice board about him by people from this group. Steve was recently physically pushed to the floor by one member of the group, but is too scared to take action. Steve is not gay, but heterosexual. Furthermore, the group know he isn't gay. This is harassment related to perception of sexual orientation. So, how can bullying or harassment make you feel as an individual? Bullying can impact on your health. For example, it can result in psychological health problems such as depression, anxiety or low self-esteem. It can result in physical health problems, such as stomach problems or sleep difficulties. If you've witnessed the bullying of a colleague, this can also be very upsetting and can impact on your health. And of course, your performance at work can be affected. Now consider this situation, and come up with a solution to the problem. Check for a sample response in the answer key when you have finished. Sue has been working as an assistant for the last 6 months. Recently a male colleague, who is one of the team leaders in her department, has been getting too close for comfort. When she is on her own in the office with him, he tends to lean over her when she is working, and occasionally has touched her arm and knee when they have been talking, in a way she finds invasive. Sue doesn't want to say anything, because she doesn't want to lose her job. But she has decided to come to you for advice and action. As you are the manager of the department, you know you need to take action. In addition, this will be the 3rd time you have had complaints about this employee. So how will you respond? Bullying and harassment are not only unacceptable on moral grounds, but may, if unchecked or badly handled, create serious problems for an organization, including poor morale and poor employee relations, loss of respect for managers and supervisors, poor performance, lost productivity, absence, resignations, damage to company reputation, or tribunal and other court cases, and possibly payment of unlimited compensation. So what is the manager's role in tackling bullying and harassment? And what is the responsibility of the organization to minimize and prevent bullying and harassment? What do you do when a member of a team tells you they are being bullied? Here are the steps we recommend you take. First, consult the policy. Second, follow the procedures in the policy. Third, be sensitive. And fourth, identify a way forward. The first step is to consult your organization's bullying and harassment policy. This will give you advice about how your organization approaches bullying, harassment and unacceptable behavior, and the steps you should follow. It may include advice on how to approach the person you are concerned about, or point you in the direction of trained harassment advisors, or others who can support both you and the member of staff. Next, follow the procedures laid down in your organization's bullying and harassment policy. The policy should include definitions of what your organization regards as standards of acceptable behavior. The first step for staff who feel they are being bullied is most likely to have an informal discussion with you, as their line manager or a designated colleague, to explore their concerns. Other steps include informally raising the issue with the alleged bully, mediation, making a formal complaint, or as a final step, taking legal action. The next step is to be sensitive, objective, and seek information. To do this, encourage your member of staff to describe examples of the alleged bullying and what outcome they would like to see. To be fair to both parties, you need to decide whether the behavior is bullying or harassment. The alleged bully may have no idea about the effect their behavior is causing. Malicious allegations can also happen. You may wish to refer to your organization's bullying policy, harassment advisors, or other sources of support to help you with this. You also need to let the member of staff know what their options are in terms of support, progressing the complaint, and relevant policies. And the fourth step is to identify a way forward. Many cases of bullying can be resolved informally. You may wish to approach the people concerned confidentially, to explore and discuss the allegations, and work out a way forward. For more serious matters, you will need to seek the support of your organization's harassment advisors, human resources team, other organizational support services, or outside organizations. In serious cases, your staff member may wish to make an informal or formal complaint, or even take legal action. And what then are the options for tackling the problems? Depending on the circumstances, bullying and harassment can be tackled in a number of ways. These can include, for example, an agreement between the parties on standards of behavior, mentoring, performance management, training, transfer of staff, or may involve rehabilitation, including emotional support. Now, let's consider the role of the organization in managing bullying and harassment. Firstly, the organization should devise and implement a bullying and harassment policy. Secondly, the organization should promote a culture where bullying and harassment is not tolerated. And thirdly, the senior management should be aware of the organizational factors that are associated with bullying and take steps to address them. The first step for the organization is to devise and implement a bullying and harassment policy. This should summarize your organization's approach to tackling bullying and harassment, and could include a statement from senior management endorsing the policy, definitions of what constitutes unacceptable behavior, a statement about responsibilities regarding the elimination of bullying behavior, information about how individuals can initially raise their concerns about bullying, information about sources of emotional support, the procedures that the organization will follow for both the complainant and the alleged bully, and finally, information about the potential outcomes and rehabilitation if required. The organization must also work to promote a culture where bullying and harassment is not tolerated. This can include, accept that bullying can occur in any organization, understand what bullying and harassment are, and what the consequences can be, consulting and discussing bullying and harassment with your staff, devising a policy, and ensuring your managers and harassment advisors are trained to implement it. And finally, actively promoting the policy within the organization and enforcing against the policy. Finally, the organization needs to be aware of the organizational factors that are associated with bullying and take steps to address them. Responsibility for dealing with bullying and harassment rests with the organization, and prevention strategies must be organization-wide. Many organizations adopt a zero-tolerance approach. Some factors associated with bullying include a perceived imbalance of power, a perception of few consequences for the harmful behavior for the perpetrator, excessive internal competition, reward systems focused solely on outputs, and continuous and unplanned organizational change. So, how can the leader guide the organization? As an organization, to tackle these factors you might, for example, encourage a more collaborative, less autocratic management style in your managers. Encourage staff to attend diversity training. Encourage control and choice for staff, as far as possible. Consider alternative incentives to achieving high performance. Ensure you are confident and comfortable in managing poor performance. Consult staff regularly, and keep them informed during times of change. And ensure your managers have sufficient support to help them implement the policies. As we have seen, bullying and harassment are major contributors to stress-related problems and absenteeism in the workplace. As a manager, you have a clear line of duty in preventing, controlling and resolving bullying and harassment problems in the workplace. However, you do not need to do this in isolation. Because your organization has a clear legal and moral responsibility to put in place policies and work practices which ensure that bullying and harassment are prevented or handled quickly and decisively. There are a number of activities to complete for this unit. Take the time to complete these in your manual. In this way, you will better learn from and retain the knowledge covered in this unit. Many thanks for watching this lesson. Want to learn more? Click on our website to view our range of courses on human resources management. First, let's look at workplace bullying. Bullying at work can take many forms. It can involve ignoring or excluding someone, spreading malicious rumors or gossip, humiliating someone in public, giving someone unachievable or meaningless tasks, or constantly undervaluing someone's work performance.